Greetings, citizens! Justiguy has arrived and returned to Of the Devil, Chapter 1. So much has actually happened in that short car ride over here. We have learned that David, I guess the victim? David Morgan's friend asked Jess, his assistant, to give us something from his safe. And he asked this in person, and he asked that this happen in person. So we're on the way there. Meanwhile, this David fellow is a big David Asher, big guy, big important person. So we're about to enter the battlefield, as it were, with many, I assume, lawyers and so on and so forth, police, media, all that, as has it been said. So let's get into it. Noble employee housing, building, Platia, I don't know. Lobby. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists. Heads peeking over shoulders and around sides. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products. Androids step forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerge from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Ooh, I like this track. Oh, ominous. Ooh, listen to that for a sec. Ooh. Ooh, I dig it. Ooh, it's picking up. Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. Ooh, this is real. They don't actually do that last part, I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit, actually. Oh, God! It's cheap for them compared to dental. Oh, God! But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? No, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, Is it still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime? I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement, but we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So if we just flash me my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him... Oh, it's the dude! Hey, I forget what voice I did for him. All right, new voice. Hey, ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else buy and we won't be able to maintain. Ah, you're that lawyer. Morgan. You've got me, detective. How long's it been? Feels like it's been ages. Oh dear. Not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. Is he taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm? Detective rises around. Boy, you miss it that bad. I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Jess, darling, meet homicide detective Kasim London. London, born May 5th. He's a B+ homicide detective, first class. He likes full colors, morning air, dimples. He dislikes touch screens. Beasts, cheap earbuds, beast, white rum. Wouldn't know. Cats or dogs? Both. I'll accept it since you included dogs. Good at coming up with nicknames, bad at remembering birthdays. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise. As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow, me? Sweetheart, is she blushing? Oh my god. Something wrong, starling? No, nothing wrong. What? But close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules? So there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up. Oh, cool. Ooh, I'm so hot. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of... You two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help. You sure rally fast, I'll tell you that, missy. Jess? Right. We have this clearance here, Detective Sir, from legal, which allows us. That's all right, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork roasted for now. Little lady, oh my god! We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. Alright, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up... He gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions? You can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. Let's ease into it, looking tired. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here, anyway? Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the street lights are still on. Even if you got here at around 1 or 2 in the morning. That still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. I could use a retirement package. You're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. Think I could sue for elder abuse? Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Worth a try. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this, anyway? A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation. The worst kind of death! As far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. Cooperating. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other? sharing your toys. Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, counselor. How well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to the building security? Meg is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to so-called mega corporations or anyone who works for them. There are numerous unverified explanations for how the term originated. Some say it is a natural evolution from the slang word shark, which was used to refer to ruthless individuals or businessmen in the late 20th century. Others claim that Meg was originally short for Megan, a sort of archetypal individual that defended the contributions that corporations have made to society. Tired of having to read anti-industrious sentiment on the net? Check out our auto-censor tools that replace harmful words like Meg with family-friendly, correct alternatives like job creator or patriot. They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system, top-of-the-line coverage, top to bottom of all the building. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide. Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to the building's net. That's not much help here since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors. Never put much stock in them, but it's true? Asher really never owned a single android. Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be his own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. He sounds like one of the good ones, one of them good CEO businessy types. Yay! Can't imagine that attitude even nowadays. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on the top of this, ladies. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details... No, thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. No, thank you for not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. We do our best to respect the privacy of, anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective, Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash! Yeah, you're, welcome. Sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David wasn't cut and dry. How about that controversy? David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial. Androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook, I shall miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses They're flesh and blood bosses. Fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless, because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True that. Nice to have at least one thing we make in this blasted country. That's right! Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. Alright, now listen, I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here. We really do have a lot on our hands at the moment, so I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet, and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor, the roof, so its basement would be second to last floor if you want to be technical, detective. The point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow! An escort like royalty! Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside, and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here, for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. Like insects. And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The misunderstood genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I have never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention. The chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with his eyes fixed ahead. 10:32 a.m., July 1st. Wait, wasn't it done at 10:34 a.m. a minute ago? Oh well, whatever. Noble Employee Housing Building! Glacier! Penthouse. This is, what? His laboratory. His shop, he called it. Oh, down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never... But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. Yes? What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are ya? Look, I have to take a phone call. Oh, good. We'll be in and out as soon as possible. Promise, if whatever Dr. Ash wanted set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call! Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh! Oh! Look, if David had something to give me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it. Understand? Of course. Right. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but... Caught myself. I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like the time to correct. Oh god, am I... Okay, it's recording. Good. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very... David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise, always claimed he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduled subroutine, he said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan, what's up? Huh? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there, then? Yeah. Stands out, I guess. Mm-hmm. Nervous? What's... a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps, mostly, so... Aren't you going to open it? Open it? Don't you... Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Know the combination? No, I do not know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh. Oh. Oh no, how could I have... He didn't tell you or give you a code, or... He gave me the code to get into the building. And the parking garage, but not the code to whatever this is. Uh-oh. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yeah, yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. Right then. Well, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Tethys Basic Sturdicare Anti-Hack Anti-Digital High-Rated Code Panel. Tethys is the largest online shopping and consumer shipping corporation on Earth, and a dominant economic force that frequently courts controversy by skirting monopoly and labor law in every nation in which it operates. And yes, we really do have everything for sale. So ditch this lame-o search engine and head over to our online store to find what you're really looking for, hot stuff. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. Nothing basic about it. But at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. It wouldn't be just Morgan, would it? Only 1 million possible combinations. Okay, we have saved. I'm gonna guess it's Morgan. That is my stupid guess. Some chances, but what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Oh. Try my birthday. Nothing's happening. Okay, that was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that could... Ooh, implications. Forget it. There's a different terminal over here. Potter Security Systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn, it's password protected too. And the code's 64 digits long? What's the point of a camera system? It's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egg-headed. Okay, yeah, a programmer probably would care more about the IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. Internet of Things refers to the network data sharing that goes on between all the countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. Phones, computers, security systems, biofeedback devices, body modifications and prosthetics, and of course, automated dependents all comprise small but vital parts of this network. Without IoT's ability to collect, process, and share information, massive opportunity costs build up as individuals, governments, and private businesses miss out on the valuable insight that data has to offer. One of the coolest ways that IoT improves our lives is through the usage of crumbs, small packets of data containing your own unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own IoT devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift. Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment, and help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. Crumbs let you see where you've been so that you can see where you should go. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. Guess it's the 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick, and whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. Only tool I've got here is my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David had put in his safe, he wanted it kept secure. And I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get to it. David liked games, and he really liked beating me. So if he left one last puzzle for me, I don't mind going another round. Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all set near to the max. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with his stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up, or the number's the password. In which case, the digits on weights could be a clue. There's too many, and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? Did you just set all the weights to max because it looked more neat? Oh. Is that cracks? Yeah. The flooring's a new addition. Looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy. Rubberized. Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym or a factory floor. It's more high performance than high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. So someone must have cheaped out during the installation and left a defect in. That, or David left a jackhammer on overnight. This is glowing. Is this glowing or is that just a reflection? Oh. It's a very big painting. And it's, impressionist? No, cubicle. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting, big blue painting. Predator is an oil-on-canvas painting by the mid-21st century neo-abstract expressionist Mads Haestorp. Arguably his most well-known work. It was displayed in the Schullerheim Centre d'Art Moderne for 9 months before Haestorp entered the premises on November 25th, 2058, and used a hunting knife to cut the singular massive canvas into 3 separate pieces. When asked for comment, Haestorp replied, "My works are not complete until they have been signed." So what, did he make the floor and that's why it's cracked? If there was a date on it, that could... Wait. 11/25/58. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche among the cubicleists? Alright, 11/25 thing. I think that's the answer, but let's keep going. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. I don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe Maybe just to fill out all these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest puzzle chosen was a Murder Camp 81. Could be significant, except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for a code. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write these down. Alright, so 81. Whoops. Ignore that if you heard it. Okay, so code, or not code, date on bottle, 81, then 11/25/58. 11/25/58 is painting. Okay. We're investigating. Oh, is there anything on the ceiling, actually? No, I guess there wouldn't be. I guess this is the last thing. This must be his spare liquor cabinet. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. And a lot of bottom shelf swill. The kind of bargain bid vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer can love. Nostalgia is sweet like that. Overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. Alright, I've searched the whole room now. Time to make or break. Oh, that's it? Alright. Let's give it a shot. Hey! I'm a genie! Haha! 11/25/58. The date the painting was signed. Very nice. Alright, citizens, we'll find out what's in that vault later, because for now, I'm afraid this is going to have to be... well...